Oh, Shannon here.
Matt. Here.
And we're a little out of breath.
Not always spooky.
Because I was just running around doing some decorating. Did you notice?
I did.
We've got a little witch around the globe, right? For our friends around the world. There we go. We've got the jack-o'-lantern, which you put, and above the jack-o'-lantern we have the little wee skelly.
Yeah.
And
they're all kind of small. But...
Yes, and Jane the owl is looking especially spooky today. And I forgot to put this one up, but this is also very sinister. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, it's Snoopy and Woodstock. Anyway, welcome to the Spooky Tunes edition of the virtual guided session. You are all so welcome. Harry, you were the first one in, and hello to you and the family, to Bob in Wisconsin, and Jaden in Holland, to Maria in the UK. Yoe, hello and welcome. Marco in Milano, welcome. Welcome Johnny, welcome Christine and Dominique. Welcome to Jennifer in Ypsilanti. Exciting. We have the Michigan contingent coming in. Mm-hmm. Hi to Allison in Rhode Island. Hello to, it is very Nightmare Before Christmas right now. And have you ever seen Nightmare on Christmas Before Christmas?
No, we keep trying to watch it.
This is the year. This is the year.
Shooting it down.
We're going to do it this year.
Right.
Sally, hello and welcome. Glad to have you with us. Ilam, hello and happy Saturday to you. Loving the collabs with Jennifer and Ilam on the Facebook page. So sweet. The brown coffin is a euphemism for duty. I don't think so, but maybe it is. And I like that very much. We're just starting things off with a bang. Hi to Julie and welcome. Thanks for joining us in Tennessee. Hi to Mike in Oregon. Hello to Allison in France, and to Donna in Michigan, and to Michael in New York. Hello and welcome. Arthur, hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us from France. And to Larry, looking forward to sharing some good tunes with you as well. Christian, hello in Bavaria. Hello to Granola Song. Hello, Daniel in Sweden. I like Granola Song. That's a nice username. But Daniel, welcome. Thanks for joining us from Sweden. You're very welcome on this wonderful rainy day in Boston. And Dwayne, hello in rainy Ottawa. Hi to Pat in Waterford, and to Mary in Louth. Hello to Little County Louth. Hello to Sergio and Julie and Lila in Pisa. Hello, my friends. Hello to Lynn. And hello to Howard in Seattle. Welcome, all of you. Welcome to Bob and Sue in Maryland. Welcome one, welcome all. Let's see here. It just skipped. It jumped ahead. Keys. That's okay. Keys, good to have you joining us. You are a sibling in rain with us. To Julie, hi down the street. To Stephen in Cape Town. How wonderful to have you joining us from South Africa. And to Barney in New York. To Garode in the north of Ireland. Hello and welcome. Spooky Snoopy is rather ghoulish indeed. Hello to Ghislaine. Hello, welcome, and thanks for joining us again. To Wes and to Julie in Maryland, to Adele, happy Halloween to you, and thank you for getting this whole party started. It was Adele who posted about wanting to do spooky tunes, and so we took some of your suggestions on board and found some others. Looking forward to sharing the list with all of you. To Rainer, hello in Germany, and to Susan and Robert back from Tennessee, glad to have you joining us. To Frank in Ohio, hello. To Carrie in Florida, hello and welcome, my friends. Hello and welcome, Margie in Minnesota. To Baron, hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us and for tuning in. Woohoo! Hi to Kim in Nova Scotia. Hi to Frank in Germany, and to Vanessa as well. Hello, friends. And hi, let's see here. Hi to Tomas. You're right on time. My goodness, 2 minutes late. That's pretty good for you. Tetsuya, because you have good Irish time usually. To Tetsuya, thanks for joining us in Toronto. And to Gilda, bonsoir to you as well. Elena, happy Datterday. Keith in Cornwall, happy to have you join in all of us. So we're going to start things off with the White Petticoat. I think that was Larry's suggestion. What a wonderful tune this is. And it's got a spooky vibe, and I'm kind of thinking of some of these tunes just from the title alone. The White Petticoat.
Well, think ghostly,
fluttering in the breeze.
Walking through whatever.
Yes. So Keith, this is your first time joining us live, and so we're so happy to have you.
Yeah. Yeah, if you are joining the first time, we're doing a few tunes that are maybe not quite as common, just for the spooky Halloween tie-in.
Yes. And to Patty, my friend, nice to see you again. So here we go. Nice E minor spookiness. 1, 2, here we go. Woo! Very spooky sounding tune and a very sweet tune, actually. We did do it last year for our spooky edition of the virtual guided session, not knowing that we would still be going. But this is great. We've become our own thing, pandemic or not. Unfortunately, there is still a pandemic. But things are looking up, folks, and things are definitely looking up that White Petticoat is quite an old tune. I thought it was kind of a more modern composition that has that vibe, but no, it's in O'Neill's, so it's at least as old as 1903 or before.
Crazy stuff.
Crazy times. So I'm trying this year to make things different from last year's playlist. And we did do Buried My Wife and Dance on Her Grave last year.
We kind of picked a lot of the obvious ones last year.
Yes, but we've had several requests for that one, and that was a name your tune selection at one point. So we'll do that in a minute. We will do Buried My Wife and Dance on Her Grave. Good idea, Tetsuya, and everybody who requested it earlier. So I love it. Great. So I see some new folks. Randy, Rumi, welcome and thanks for joining us. Glad to have you. And to Art in Vermont, Monster Mash, Graveyard Smash indeed.
Careful, I might do it.
Oh dear. And is White Petticoat a slip jig? It's just a jig. It's just a straight up jig, but it definitely has a vibe of being something different. I don't know if O'Neill had it as a jig and then also maybe a march. I'm not sure. I have to peek again. I think it was a straight up jig. I don't remember. At least I'm glad that you like the pumpkin. That is Nigel's creation, a kind of spooky, sinister version of what's his
something of Madness Combat.
Of Madness Combat. Good. Anyway, very, very pretty tune. We've got a lot of pretty tunes, including this one. Now, this is from O'Neill's collection of music from Ireland from 1850 Melodies, the collection that he published, self-published, in 1903. It's called After the Sun Goes Down, followed by, so After the Sun Goes Down, followed by Corney is Coming.
Corney.
Ooh, I've always hated that title. Very creepy.
Think. Okay, so it's dark. You're in a corn maze, and then this Corney comes.
Yes.
Yeah. Spooky.
So the first tune, though, might not be known to a lot of us. It's in O'Neill's. It's number 1471 in O'Neill's Music of Ireland. But it's a really pretty one. After the Sun Goes Down into Corney is Coming. So here we go. Oh, that was terrible. Sorry, friends. 1, 2. Weird title aside, that tune is very
It's
class.
a great tune, yeah.
And I'm not sure if we have done it on the session, on
don't
the
think
virtual
so.
guided session before. It's a bit of a tried and true one for us. So Buried My Wife. I'm going to do that one now. And Danced on Her Grave. Let's do that one now, shall we, Heaton? In the key of D. So that, of course, was a Name Your Tune selection of the past. And we're going to do the Lilting Banshee. After that, of course, classic Lilting Banshee. Followed by the Hag at the Churn, a very ghostly set. And before we do, welcome to Pedro. Yay, you're in time to watch us live. We're glad to have you with us in real time today. How wonderful. And who was Corney? Who knows? Corney is coming. I wonder what that title comes from. I don't know if I want to know.
Yeah,
I don't want to know.
I know. I like to make up my own version of that one. There's probably some like perfectly reasonable historical thing, but
that first tune is beautiful, actually.
Yeah,
that's a nice one.
both
And
nice.
like Yoei said, it does have like kind of the bright beginning and a little bit of a something going on
That's
in the
when
second
the sun
part.
goes down. The sun goes down in the second part.
It is. And Jody, hi and welcome. And we're glad that Baron is joining us. Baron has a sesh as well, right?
Yeah.
I think I just wrote eggs instead of jigs, but you know
Yeah,
what
we're
I
doing
mean.
some eggs.
We're going to do some ghostly
eggs.
Who took the J away? Who knows? 1, 2. So the first one, da 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 do dee do dee do da da, and so do 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 da dee do dee dum into da do do da da do do dee dee dum. So do 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 dum 2. Here we go. So
Oh,
Tomas
man.
ran
What a
into
tune.
somebody who made a deal with the devil. You may have made a deal with the devil to be able to pull that off. I thought that was very scary when we started and played Buried My Wife and Danced in Her Grave, and you played those chords. I was very scared to see how it would work out. And it was thrilling. It was the good kind of horror movie.
On my tasty subs.
But all of it, the whole set, that was some guitar
That was fun.
majesty.
That was
That was
fun.
very, very fun. Woo! And so your friend Tomas made a deal with the devil, and that allowed him to grow. Do you know what? As a 29-year-old, I grew 1.5 inches. I did. I had to have. What are you looking at?
I'm trying to find something.
Oh, I had to have all of my like vitals checked, to make sure that everything was okay. It was fine. I just had a growth spurt. It was like almost 1.75 inches that I grew, which is kind of exciting. One might say almost 2 inches.
I wanted to put in a plug for. I saw someone mentioning O'Neill. There's a great book about O'Neill called A Harvest Saved. Francis O'Neill, A Harvest Saved, and it's a fascinating book about the man himself who collected all these things.
It is indeed. And Lisa, yes, you're right. That Corn horror movie, Children of the Corn, terrifying. I don't like those kind of horror movies. I like the kind that start off with a scary chord and end up okay. But yeah, Evelyn, you got it. You got the title there, and let's see. What are we doing now? We're doing Jaden, yes, there is that rock band called Corn with a K.
They're scary.
Very scary. Stupid scary. So we are going to Jennifer, you don't say that in an Irish session. You never know what anybody is going to say in return. We're going to do the Brown Coffin. This is the time. And we're going to do it in A minor instead of E minor as it is often in, because it goes way down and I'm the one guiding the set, and so you're going to hear all these tunes, all these notes that I can't play. That's not very good leadership. So instead we'll do it up in A. I know it from Angelina Carberry's CD and from many others, but bum bum that's so good.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go into Adele's idea of the King of the Fairies, and that's a set dance, and it's only played once around for the set dance, so I think that's how I have to play it. I kind of just feel like
Keep it country.
Yeah, keep it country, folks.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Right?
But nice and stately.
And Kostas, it is a funny title. I Buried My Wife and Danced on Her Grave. And I think, was it Mary who said that you kind of liked what I said about it last time? I will say it again. I Buried My Wife and Danced on Her Grave, I think, is a lovely suggestion. I think, why not celebrate and dance?
Because she might come back as a banshee.
Okay. 1, 2, here we go. tunes, lovely suggestions, everyone. Love it. Cornog recorded the Brown Coffin. Is that it? Wonderful, wonderful band. And of course, featuring Christian Lemaitre on the fiddle, Swag Sibaril on the bouzouki, Jamie McManamy on the guitar, and also Jean-Michel Veillon on the flute. One of the finest flute players ever, and such a wonderful spirit. And I'm so excited that he's part of the VGS retreat. So folks, in case you don't already know, we're doing 2 concerts on Zoom. 2 Zoom concerts. And Jean-Michel will be part of it. In fact, here, can they still hear us?
They can hear us.
Yeah, here is the flute Zoom planning session.
In all their splendor.
All their splendor. We're going to have Hatao, or Tomoake Hatakayama, joining us. And down below Hatao is Louise Mulcahy and Conal Grata and Ivan Goff and Jean-Michel there. So they're all going to be joining us for the VGS retreat, the Zoom concerts. And so I do hope, if you don't, oh, whoops, I didn't mean that. I meant to do... this. If you don't already have a ticket, get one. You have to get one in advance. There's no walk-ups.
There is no walk-up option.
So please get a ticket, because I want all of you to be in the Zoom room with these very fine flute players. So you can get a, did I write that right? ShannonHeatonMusic.com/VGS retreat, which is where you can find the info. Anyway, yes, but whoops.
Oh, you're going crazy.
I'm going crazy. I should not be in charge of the controls here. But anyway, so did they, Cornog recorded Brown Coffin? I have to check it out. I don't know.
We'll come back to that.
We'll come back to that. But I love the idea of Jaden, you and I playing the Brown Coffin together. You were down an octave on the fiddle. I'll bet that sounded fab. Lovely, very rich. And Brandon, welcome. I'm glad you're joining us today. And it's a lovely tune, the Brown Coffin. Try it in E as well. Rohe, hello and welcome. Glad you're joining us from Germany.
Thing about the Brown Coffin that really gets me is that minor 4-chord.
Yeah.
Nothing else does that.
Yeah. And I love this idea of your friend now playing Jigs at her aunt's funeral and feeling like, that is a way of dancing. That's a way of celebrating. Yes, I love this very much. That's beautiful. So what's next, Slice?
Some jigs?
Yes.
Some jigs?
Yes, yeah. Some jigs. We're going to do the Spider's Web.
Jigs. Spooky
Spider. Jigs.
Spooky.
Spider's Web.
Yeah. Into the
Kinnegad slashers. Oh my gosh, Captain Sean, welcome. Captain Tokyo, glad you're joining us today, by the way. So yes, Kinnegad slashers. Do you know, Garoto Halloran said something about this. It was written for the hurling team of Kinnegad, which is a town in West Meath. Oh my God. But it also might refer to the Kinnegad Cavalry of 1798, according to Garoto.
Very different takes on that.
well, both.
Yeah.
Both. Okay, it was like, you can like write something in the memory of someone and something, 2 different things, like Cher Ami, I wrote for our friends, but also for the little bird. Okay. And for the historic World War I carrier pigeon.
Right. So, which we're not doing right now.
No.
So let's...
Spider's Web. That great Vincent Broderick tune. Followed by the Slashers. Ooh, yeah. That's very sinister. Yep. And then we're going to go into Julie's tune, which is called the Owl Mountain Jig. So those 3. Mara, my friend, how wonderful to have you joining us live. You're so very welcome, now and always. So here we go. The Spider's Web. 1, 2, spooky. Yeah, hand me that piece of paper, please, Matthew.
Okay.
Thank you.
And-
the other one.
And
The whole stack. The whole stack.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you can
I
tell.
say a
You
thing?
can paraphrase this in just 1 second. Yes, go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to. This is going to be spooky indeed, because I'm going to tell you, guitar players. If anyone who talks to me about chords, I always like to talk about this one, which is it's.
Show them your hand. They can't
oh,
see
you
your
can't
hand.
see my hand. Yeah, that's right. I'm trying to. Okay, so everyone knows D. D, and if you put the F sharp on the bottom, you get this, right? So if you move that around, then you have to use these fingers. So you get something that looks like that, which I use for A minor a lot. But then if you stick this finger over here, you
The
can
middle finger.
Yeah, stick the middle finger here. Then you have a chord with the third in the bass. So you get A major over C sharp, A minor over C, and then I moved it down to G over B. So you get this.
Yes. Nice. Nice. Yes, and Jen, it's happened to the best of us. It's hard to keep track of all of the links and all of the streams, and so we're delighted you're here now. You're right in time, and it's so exciting that it's your birthday tomorrow. It's my Auntie Abby's birthday tomorrow as well. That's so great. So a happy birthday to Jen. Let's sing happy birthday to Jen.
You didn't like my key last
Whatever
time.
key.
Let's try it in F.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jen. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, and we're glad that you're joining us right now.
It's Aunt Abby's birthday tomorrow too. Yeah.
That's what I just said.
Oh, you said that.
Yes, I did.
I was paraphrasing.
Yes.
Are we
So
doing the offertory or are we doing what are we doing?
we're going to tell Tomas's joke,
Okay.
which is totally ridiculous, Tomas. It's
Right.
a silly,
It's
silly
Arthur's
joke. It's Arthur's joke. Oh,
Yeah,
it's Arthur's joke.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, but Arthur's joke is this. So there's this guy breaks into an apartment, and he's a burglar, and he hears this voice that says, "Jesus and Mary are watching you," and he's like, what's going on?
You got to do
And-
it closer to the mic, you know.
Jesus and Mary are watching you. And he's like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And then he turns on he looks around, this happens a couple times, and then he finally turns on the light, and he sees there's a parrot, and the parrot is saying, Jesus and Mary are watching you. And the guy's like, oh God, you stupid parrot, what are you talking about? He's like, there's no, Jesus and Mary aren't there. He's like, yes, Jesus and Mary are the pit bulls.
Oh,
And they are watching you.
Silly joke, Arthur. Fabulous. And welcome, Willow. Aren't you so glad you tuned in just in time for that? I'm so glad that you're keeping up with the high whistle. Joining us on the whistle. Wonderful to have tunes with you today. And Grania, welcome. Glad to have you here as well. So we're going to do our offertory selection, our offering to you. And there was all the talk of Cornog.
I know,
And this
it's
is the
kind of-
Spooky Tunes edition. And Carrie last week had suggested doing some spooky songs. So maybe we'll try The Demon
Yeah.
Lover.
Which we learned originally from the that beautiful first Cornog record, which I think is just called Live, right? Or is it?
Or Premiere, maybe. Such a great album, such a great band. So we are doing our Demon Lover offertory selection. If you're still being paid to work and you can kick in a little bit, we are grateful. And if not, don't worry about it. This is a wonderful, creepy song, though. And if the woman in the song had known the title of the song, "The Demon and the Lady," she might not have.
Demon Lover, right?
The Demon Lover. She might not have gone along with the creepy guy in the cloak.
And it's also frightening because it's an open G tuning.
Where have you gone, my dear? Sorry, that's not right. Where have you been, my dearest dear, these 7 long years or more? I've come to seek my former vows. Okay, gotta start again. I got all vibed. I got all creeped out.
I know.
All right, here we go.
You ready?
Where have you been, my dearest dear, these 7 long years or more? I've come to seek my former vows you promised me before. Hold your tongue of your former vows,
vows, for they will breed sad strife. Oh, hold your tongue of your former vows, for I have become a wife. For you I've scorned the crown of gold, the king's daughter also. Now I have come for you, my love, with me you must go. See you not yon 7 ships, the 8th brought me to land, with merchandise and mariners and wealth on every hand. So she has gone to her young son and kissed him cheek and chin, next to her sleeping husband gone, done the same to him. She set her foot aboard the ship, it was rigged with silk and gold, but no mariners aboard the ship, to sailor did she behold. They had not sailed away, away, miles but barely one. She began to weep and mourn, to think on her young son. Oh, they had not sailed away, away, miles but barely 2, when she did spy his cloven hoof from her spray robe sticking through. I said you'd see the lilies grow on the banks of Italy, but I'll let you see the fishes swim on the bottom of the sea. They had not sailed away, away, miles but barely 3. Dismal grew his countenance and raging grew the sea. As they turned around about, the taller he seemed to be, until the tops of that gallant ship no taller were than he. Oh, the clouds grew dark and the winds blew loud, and the tears they filled her eyes. So lonesome wailed the snow-white skies on the heaving waves so high. He struck the topmast with his hand and the foremast with his knee, and he broke that cannon ship in 2, and he sank her in the sea.
Wow. When I first started, that's very distracting to see chat when you're singing.
I thought it might be.
I can do it when I'm playing. I cannot do it when I'm singing. That was very distracting and very sweet, though, as well. So creepy, that song, and so great. So great. Frank, you're hilarious, but if I'm being paid to retire, then that's wonderful. I'm glad. Lovely. Love singing that song again. It's been a while, and very nice kind of creepy theme there for the Halloween. So gonna carry on with My Mind Will Never Be Easy. That's a beautiful slip jig, and I don't know, again, kind of chilling in a way, right? My mind will never be easy, because then the next tune after that is going to be The Night Before Larry Was Stretched. Stretched, of course, meaning stretched from his head, from his body, with hanged. Oh, I love to hear that you were playing harp along with us. Wow, I love that. I can hear it in my mind now. Cheryl, welcome, and thank you for the shout out there.
Tomas, it was in open G, so D, G, D, G, B, D.
Okay, slip jigs. Da, dee, dee, da, 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 into...
Yeah.
1, 2.
Some of them have spooky names and don't sound spooky, and some the names are like semi-spooky, but they sound
It's a festival of
spooky and not spooky.
It's a festival of approaches.
Yeah.
Yes.
Something like this.
Yes. And speaking of a festival of approaches, coming up, of course, the
Festival.
VGS Retreat Festival. It's 2 Zoom concerts. So, folks, if you're interested, we have such an astounding lineup. I'm so excited to bring together all these great musicians. So, if you don't already have a ticket, because you have to register in advance, you can get it here, shannonheatonmusic.com/VGS Retreat.
It's written there as someone pointed out, you wrote a /, but I think it's actually a /.
Oh, sorry.
So.
Yeah. Well, you can't click on it anyway. You just gotta. Yeah. Oops, I meant.
You gotta type it in.
Yes. Okay. I'll fix that.
Maybe we'll put a link in the chat.
Oh,
Can we
nice. Do that? Okay, I'll try. You're gonna have to announce the next ones.
Okay.
Because we decided this.
Okay, we're
Set
gonna
them
do,
up as Halloweenies.
Yeah, we're going to do some reels. Now, you might think to yourself that the Pigeon on the Gate is not an especially spooky tune. But if you kind of think, Pigeon's kind of like a crow or something, maybe. So, okay, so you got your Pigeon on the Gate, and then we're going to go into The Wind That Shakes the Barley. Again, think of you're sitting there in the field. It's nighttime. There's this wind shaking the barley around, and there's this pigeon looking at you. And then we go into Lilies in the Field, which is scary. Why?
Lilies are like a symbol of somebody dying.
Oh,
you have lilies at a funeral over the coffin.
Got it. Okay. Oh man, this is dark.
And a pigeon is also known is also a dove, right? A mourning dove.
There you go.
Lamenting someone who's lost.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Spooky.
I could have done better, but anyway, good job.
No, you couldn't.
Good job.
I mean, there's also the thing of playing tunes that we know.
Well, that people requested as well.
So the
Hitchcock pigeons, of
course.
the
birds. The birds.
Yes.
You want to give everyone the first notes of these so we know what we're talking about?
Yeah. Oh, it was so nice to see and to hear Sergio playing these at a local session with Athena had shown up at their local session,
awesome.
And you played The Pigeon on the Gate and the lovely first phrase. So we'll do that the second time around. So that's the first tune. And then
good.
1, 2, here we go. And Grania, I'm sorry to hear that your uncle died last year, and great that you can have a memorial for him this year, and we'll miss you for the VGS retreat. It isn't likely that we'll do another thing like this again. I mean, this is like a one-time deal. I was really inspired by, dedicated to our lovely community here. This is a big one-time output of amazing collective energy to make this happen. But sure, we'll do other special things. Of course, we'll keep special things happening, but nothing quite like this. So, but sounds like you'll be doing something very special as well. So our best to your family. And, you know, the pigeon talk, like, yes, it's funny. The pigeons are rats with wings. I think that was Woody Allen
did he
thing.
Make that up?
I don't know if he made that up. Of course, pigeons are the detested, you know, but that burns, you know, the burns, the pigeon, the pigeon roves through lofty groves. The pigeon roves the path of man to shun it. It is true. Like, even the lowly pigeon, even the pigeon in the shady places lurking, you know, thus every kind, some pleasure find. The savage and the tender, all of us.
Keep it spooky, Shannon.
Keep it spooky. You're right. Keep it spooky. I'm not good with that.
Should I put on my costume?
I think it's time. Oh, no, not yet. We have my epic. This is my favorite set that I made up.
It's all been leading up to this.
It's all been leading to this. So this is Maid on the Green. Is that creepy? Well,
not by itself.
Not by itself, but put together with pull the knife and stick it again. Ooh, poor Maid.
Yeah.
And then...
Oh, I thought she was doing the sticking.
And then... Yeah. The cook in the kitchen.
Oh!
Get it? Get it?
Nice.
Oh, cannibal joke, folks. Gross.
Last night I played somewhere and someone asked about the shepherd's pie. Anyone having the shepherd's pie? And somebody said, yeah. And he said, oh, how many shepherds are in it?
Okay. The cook in the kitchen.
Okay. Cook in the kitchen, pointing out cook in the kitchen goes from like a G Mixolydian feel to ends up in a D mix and D major, I think, maybe. We'll find out.
So the first tune. And, I've had Pigeon before, Tomas. It's a bit oily, but it's okay. Into. Are we in tune with reality?
Oh, yeah.
Are we?
Yeah, I mean,
God, I hope. Did you say? God, I hope. Don't make another deal with the devil.
Maybe a little flat.
Yeah, I thought so.
No, you didn't. You thought it was shit.
1, 2, here we go. Woo! yes, I know what you mean. It's not as handy to play the F natural on the keyless flute, but da 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 dee dee doo da da. You can just half hold the E because it's just a little passing tone there.
Yeah, it's nice that it sits on it too, so you don't have to like move around much.
Well, you can move around and find it too. It gives you time.
Yeah.
So Jim, I'm glad you're joining us and that you like Pull the Knife and Stick It again. That you like that tune too. It's so beautiful. So folks, we've come to the end of another virtual guided session. Next week, US will still be on this time zone, but Europe, and I think, Jim, you guys too, I think, will be going ahead. No, we'll be going back an hour. So we will be only 4 hours behind ye next week, just for 1 week. And then we go back to quote unquote normal because then we meet you. So next week, for the some time zones, we will be an hour earlier for you guys. So we're going to finish with a sweet little Scottish song. I thought of it when Carrie had mentioned the spooky songs thing, and it's upbeat. So if anybody got creeped out, then we will be able to kind of boost your mood a little bit. So before we end with 3 Craws sat upon the wall, a big thank you to each and every one of us for joining us, each and every one of you for joining us. So thank you. Khop naka, Tanyavad, danke, merci beaucoup, trugare, arigato gozaimasu, kamsahamnida, tusen tak, dziękuję, vielen Dank, grazie, gramahagat, muchas gracias, evcharisto, siesie, chwala vam, shukran, eskarikasko, ta palat, spasiba, ahehe, salamat, terima kasih, dioch, toda, kusanem, muito obrigado, gam nino tendo, ndo, miigwech, chwala lepa, giros, yudva. Thanks a lot, everyone. So here is 3 Craws.
And if anyone has a thank you, has a language not represented in this, just let us know. I think we're pretty up to date, but
yes,
I say we like I'm doing any work for that.
Yes, you are. You can thank without thanking with your
I'm
voice.
just going.
Yes, that means thank you.
Yeah. I'm putting on my costume.
Oh yes, me too. That's right. I forgot. Our friend Kara made these for us years ago, and they work playing the instruments, right? So this is Agnes P. Mouse. I forgot all about it. There's so much to cover. We've gone over time just a wee bit,
That's right. Here we go. Oh, you're wearing your things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am. I'm going full
mouse.
Full mouse.
Okay.
Yeah. You can start. Taking me a while to put them on. We'll sing it first.
3 Craws
sat upon the wall, sat upon the wall, sat upon the wall. 3 Craws sat upon the wall on a cold and frosty morning. The first craw fell and broke his jaw, fell and broke his jaw, fell and broke his jaw. The first craw fell and broke his jaw on a cold and frosty morning.
And the second craw, he couldn't flee at all, couldn't flee at all, couldn't flee at all. The second craw, he couldn't flee at all on a cold frosty morning.
The third craw was greeting for his ma, greeting for his ma, greeting for his ma. On a cold and frosty morning.
And the fourth craw, he wasn't there at all, he wasn't there at all, he was not there at all. The fourth craw,
he was not there at all. Woo! One more time. Have a really great week,
Happy
everyone.
Halloween.
Thanks for joining us. Take good care.